Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Francisco Levine. I'm co-chair for the Sleep Initiative at the Global Wellness Institute. And I am here today to ask some questions to two great members of our initiative. We're very lucky to have Tammy Pahel. Tammy is VP of Spa and Wellness at Carillon Miami Wellness Resorts. She has a great experience and a great track record at innovating and bringing unique wellness experiences, not only to Carillon, but to a number of distinguished properties throughout her career. So good morning, Tammy. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you. That was a very nice introduction.
Thank you. And we also have the pleasure to have with us Dr. Param Dedhia. Dr. Param is a medical doctor who has a very interesting career, over 10 years at Johns Hopkins, and then he spent about 12 years with Canyon Ranch, where he served as executive health expert, integrative medicine practitioner, and director of sleep medicine. Dr. Param, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Francisco. Truly a pleasure.
So we will kick it off with the conversation. The idea here is that we are addressing a few talks and videos with our members to cover some interesting topics around sleep and wellness and hospitality. Today, our focus is on how can you experience your best life through better sleep, and how that translates into what hotels are offering to guests and what guests are looking for at wellness resorts and hotels. So I have 3 questions for Dr. Param and also 3 questions for Tammy that we will try to address these topics today. So my first question to Dr. Param is, what is sleep and why is it so important?
Love this question. And by the way, sleep is a relatively brand new field. The American Academy of Sleep hasn't been around as long, but sleep has been around as long as recorded time and as we've been human. Really what we get to appreciate is that we used to think sleep was just this time off at nighttime. Oh, that is not giving it its full breadth and its full appreciation and celebration. Sleep is health and health is sleep. I mean, just as much as we talk about the importance of nutrition, importance of exercise, which obviously they are, sleep has to be also given its opportunity. It's almost like the third leg of the stool, that which supports the life that we want to be a part of. So to me, why do we talk about health? Why do we talk about sleep? It's our nighttime that becomes our daytime and vice versa. So when we talk about health, we talk about sleep. Here it is, Francisco. You honor sleep for your health. You honor sleep for your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. Call it spiritual health, the human need to feel connected to others and to yourself as well. And with sleep that is of health, it's going to honor that 1/3 of your life. It's going to allow you to live that next 2/3 robustly and fully.
Thank you for that inspiring perspective. It's amazing how much we are not aware of the impact of sleep in our life. And it feels like a big quest to take on and to really bring this message to everyone. And there is also a question that lingers and comes around, when we talk about sleep, and there's also this concept of restorative sleep.
Yes.
And what could you say, is there a way for us to define what restorative sleep is? And how would you put it in your own words?
Yeah, so restorative sleep has really been something interesting. So as a physician, most of sleep is a diagnosis and a treatment. And indeed, right place, right person, place, and time, we need the diagnosis and we need the treatments. But yet, sleep is a part of what we need to find night in and night out. What I wish to share is that restorative sleep often talks about it in 3 major categories. You honor sleep that has enough quantity, it has quality, and the third big conversation, I like to call it the clock, the body clock. It's also known as the circadian rhythm. Just a few years ago, the Nobel Prize was given to those scientists that looked at it. So as we align quantity, quality, and that of our circadian rhythm. This allows us to be able to get the healing at night. We heal again, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And again, that allows us to feel restored. And that, to me, is the reason why it's so important as a physician to talk about it, because this is part of our medicine. We don't need to go to a pharmacy always. Sometimes it's already within us. Restorative sleep is a new term. You're going to see academic terms, but define it on your life. Define it on the life that you want to be living. So honor your quantity, your quality, and also your clock.
So it is a mix of objective and subjective measures.
Yes, yes. For me to come there and put a label on someone is a little bit odd, to say the least. I mean, health begins with the person in front of me. They're the captain. I'm only but a navigator. So we've got to make sure that people are connecting to their life, the life that they want to be living.
So would that rule of, targeting 8 hours of sleep for every adult, is that really something that we can hold, as a goal for everyone, or are we saying that then, we have much more subjective goals and measures for each individual?
You're right. It does have to get personalized, right? Some people are more morning people. Some people are more evening people, right? And it's a part of us now learning in this time of genetics, biochemistry, and all the things in between. So getting to your point, is there a single number? No, there isn't a single number. But yet we use it conveniently just to kind of set the stage. If you say to me as an adult, how much sleep do we need? The vast majority of us need 7 to 9 hours. And so therefore, please know there's what we call short sleepers, people who do restorative sleep with less than, say, 6 hours and less. And there's also long sleepers, people who need longer than 9 hours. But what we also want to do is be careful, not just say, oh, what do you need? Whenever I meet someone that's not between 7 and 9 getting, again, this restorative sleep, then I'm going to say, let's make sure that we're not missing something. I famously get a chance to double check to make sure that we take a look through the medical lens, but you can see my medical lens is more about the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, that helps people understand, are they living their best life? But also, why does a doctor get a chance to talk about restorative sleep and also this quantity? Because it's been associated with heart health. The reason a doctor talks about it, the year 2000, the sleep heart health study came out. When sleep got connected to the heart, it was no longer this woo-woo topic. It's heart health. It became very real medicine. And then anything that's good for the heart is good for the brain. And of course, then we expanded out to hormone health. We expanded out to that of mental and emotional health, recovery health. What's really big in athletes right now is get your sleep. You want to go from good to great? There is this conversation that is now the hidden gem out there is getting your sleep. So many famous athletes right now are talking about their sleep. Wasn't it so interesting a while ago? It was the badge of courage that I didn't need this sleep. Now it's actually cool to get your sleep. So we're seeing such a cool time in medicine out there. So start with the quantity. If you want to say 8 hours, 7 to 9. But if you're not getting it, give yourself permission to be curious of why you're not getting enough, or why do you need so much sleep to be able to repair? So be curious, but there's not one answer that fits everyone.
So the lack of restorative sleep has short-term effects and long-term effects.
Well said.
And you just touched on some of the long-term effects around long-term health. And what would you say, in your experience, what you have observed with your practice, what are the most visible short-term effects of not getting enough restorative sleep?
Quickly, I love that question. It's performance, and we all perform, whether you are an Olympiad or not. All of us show up for our families, for our colleagues, for our citizenship among this planet. And so what I want us to be able to do is to be able to help people appreciate that this is what we need to have them kind of look at. So what you're getting at there is helping people live the life that they want to be a part of. And whatever we can do to be curious about it and help people ask the question, because when they start asking the question, they're going to find the answers much more deeply, right? So you allowing me to come here and to talk about this thing, it gets people open and allows people then to take the lead in their life. They don't need me telling them how to live their life. I need to give them some guidance on what would be most helpful to them. Does that help kind of get us toward the answer?
Yes, thank you. I mean, in my experience, I can feel immediately impacting memory, impacting mood,
Very much.
impacting holding, wanting to do exercise, impacting wanting to keep a healthy diet. So many of those things I can see right away.
So memory is very big. So the first half of your sleep imprints memory. The second half of the night makes connections. It's problem solving, creativity. What we do also know is the first half of the night does the physical repair. The second half of the night does more of the dreams, which opens up a part of your brain called the limbic system, which clears negative thoughts. The guy will cut you off. Somebody said something rude to you, but a little negative thought that just won't go away. So what I love for the fact is that sleep doesn't just set you up for years to come. It allows your morning, your afternoon, your evening to be a part of the life you want to be a part of.
Thank you, Dr. Param. And one more question to you, which is the practical side of things. What are your key recommendations for better sleep?
Thank you. So you would think it is go see your doctor. Let's be a little less tongue in cheek. I love for people to put it into their lives. Your biography becomes your biology. Your biography becomes your biology. I borrowed that from a beautiful writer, Dr. Lipton. And what we want to do there is say it really simply. I don't see enough people saying it, so I really appreciate you letting me say it. Your daytime sets up your night, and your night sets up your next day. So let me give us a few places to really honor that. Nutrition. Food is not a luxury. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and some things in between is so important. We do know that you've got to be nourished to be able to have energy. And it's that concept of energy. The more energy you use during the daytime, it triggers the response for sleep at nighttime. And sleep, therefore, repairs us to have energy for the next. So see how sleep in your daytime kind of comes in? So your daytime will help you. So a part of that is exercise. You've got to do enough muscle work and aerobic work to have some fatigue. Now, there's some chemistry involved. And I can be really quick. Don't worry, you don't need a biology degree to be able to do your best health. What we do know is that when you use up energy, it's called ATP. Again, just some words. But when you break down that ATP, the leftover product goes in your brain and puts you into a deeper sleep. So I need people to honor real food, because the more real food you eat, the more energy you burn. You don't get these energy swings up and down from cookies, crackers, cakes, all those yummy carbs that we can enjoy, but we've got to balance it with real food. From there, we've got to work out. We've got to be active. Some people love a gym. Some people get a rush by walking in there. We need people to be able to bring it into their lives, right? Many roads to Rome, and different seasons of our lives will bring it in. But the last piece, I wish everybody to have a ritual. I want people to go from these amazing daytimes and taper into their night. Soothing, self-soothing is a skill. We're teaching children to self-soothe. What we've been through on this planet is beyond words. But what we can do to honor people, to have a ritual, and what we can do to use your five senses, spa-like, if you will. And what I want people to do with that is to be able to do the data dump before they go into their resting hours, right? You get your to-do lists, talk out, work out, whatever angst, whatever anxiety has been during the daytime. Also, I love people to connect to their five senses. One of my favorites, warm shower or bath before bed. Why? Because when you get into that area, you can put on candles, you can put on some soft light, music that's really pleasant. What I love people to be able to do also is to appreciate maybe some beautiful smelling salts, bath salts, that of the gels, maybe a yummy tea of sort, not caffeinated, please, but something there that is wonderful. And when you come out of a hot shower, a warm bath, the cool air touches your core. We've learned is the cooling of the core helps you inspire and stimulate that of your deep sleep. So my friends, to summarize it, eat real food. You've got to move, but don't overdo it. Pain doesn't help you sleep, so be kind. And then lastly, be able to create a ritual. Use your five senses. Honor that every single night that we do know we want to mimic nature at night. Cool, comfortable, dark, and quiet. I know it doesn't sound like a typical doctor prescription, but boy, I find it helpful for people.
Thank you so much, Dr. Param, for your wisdom and poetry, scientific, wise poetry.
That's a beautiful compliment. I'll take it.
And actually, that sets up the stage quite nicely for Tammy. in the spa and hospitality world. Tammy, what are the current wellness trends that you are seeing in hospitality these days, and how that relates to sleep?
Well, the biggest trend that we're seeing right now, and we are getting calls for 2022, is everyone's looking for wellness. The topics people are asking for: sleep health. How do I have a better sleep health? Can I get a retreat? Are you going to offer a retreat about sleep? And decreasing my anxiety. I still have a tremendous amount of anxiety of what we're dealing with in day-to-day life, with the new strands of COVID, and all the things that we're facing with our families and our children, work. So anxiety, muscle recovery, believe it or not, people are very interested in that, their bodies, pain management, respiratory health, and then mental wellness is another big request that we're seeing happening at our resort. So right now we're creating these types of retreats to meet the needs of our future guests for 2022.
Could you give us some examples just to illustrate what kind of programs? Well, you're well known for being such an innovator at the Carillon, is there anything that you would like to share in terms of to illustrate these new trends?
Sure. We did launch in July of 2020 what we call touchless wellness experiences, and they relate to the topics we just talked about: sleep, anxiety, muscle recovery, respiratory. But the individual experiences, I'll just name a few that really relate to all of them. For sleep health, muscle recovery, respiratory, we offer couples salt float baths. That's 800 pounds of Epsom salt. It's loaded with magnesium, which magnesium helps relax muscle tissue, but also helps you sleep better. So we added that. We added Halo, which is we have thermal experiences. People weren't allowed to do communal experiences. So the Halo is a 2-person salt therapy. It's pharmaceutical salt, where you're breathing salt to increase your respiratory system. Great for detoxing. Again, helps with sleep. Then we had Prism Life Pod, but we have a variety of a la carte. There's about 12 different a la carte experiences that then we took and made circuits. So they go from an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, and they deal with anxiety and stress, sleep, muscle recovery, weight loss. I have some real live stories that, I could tell you, but I will just tell you a short story. Someone who lost his wife ended up coming to me saying, I'm sleeping 2-3 hours a night. So I said, are you willing to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, a sleep well circuit? He said, yes. He was desperate. Again, sleeping 2-3 hours a night is a horrible thing for a whole year. So he visits us, and on Monday, he does a sleep well circuit. He goes home and sleeps 8 hours. He comes back Wednesday, he sleeps 10 hours. Friday, again, 8 or 9 hours. When I asked him, did he want to continue? He said, no, you've reset my circadian rhythm clearly, because now I can sleep. So we can use technology to help us sleep. Another big technology part of the Carillon we've added, and we're going to add in Q4 is, our break beds. Right now, we have a tremendous amount of people using this as a way to recover for sleep. It's an amazing opportunity for people to understand all of why we don't sleep well, just by getting in this bed and relaxing and having something lull you to sleep, keep you cool. My husband, he likes the bed hot on his side, I like it cool. So it really does set. He's a back sleeper, I'm a side sleeper. So we sleep totally different. But what we found is sleep truly makes you capable of dealing and coping with anxiety, with stress. Your body feels better. You want to eat better. You just feel better altogether. So, you know, it's a big topic. It's what guests are calling us and asking us for. So the technology piece is an add-on for us. It's a very important part. I'm never going to say that touch is going away. We all love massages and facials and body treatments, but this is an opportunity for people to elevate their wellness through technology. That's how I feel.
Thanks so much, Tammy. And so it sounds like very consistent with what Dr. Param was saying in terms of the raised awareness of sleep. And I had that other question, you know, how do you create restorative sleep experiences in hotels, which you already mentioned to some degree, with these different therapies and the bright bed. In your experience, what can guests take home from these retreats and these wellness experiences? Do you see that their life, you know, gets impacted, and what are they taking away of these new experiences offered at wellness resorts like the Carillon?
Well, I do think that one of the big things is education, right? Because as Dr. Param said earlier, it's very simple how you can sleep better. But, you know, we're fed so many things from media, and you hear this and you hear that. So I think people are looking for an educated voice on how they can sleep better. And so in our case, we do have sleep retreats. We do have mental wellness retreats lined up for 2022. But how we're leaning on education, first of all. And then we're tying technology, whether it's our sleep well circuit or our muscle recovery circuit, or it's our bright bed. We're using technology. We're having education as the foundation. Then we use technology, and believe it or not, you can buy any of our technology or any of our experiences. You can buy online. We have it Shop at Home Wellness. So if somebody falls in love with something and feels that it's really beneficial to their health, they can purchase it, and, you know, we can ship it to their home, whatever experience they have had. And then on the medical side, we do have integrative medicine doctor who we also do telemedicine. So we can continue on with whatever the resort guest is experiencing the lack of in their personal life. We can help them. They don't have to continue to come back, although we'd love them to. They don't have to. We also use telemedicine to help people with whatever they're experiencing in their personal lives.
That's great. Thank you so much, Tammy. It's very innovative and interesting what you have been doing at the Carillon Miami Wellness Resort. Thank you so much, both. For me, the main takeaways of this conversation today is how critical is sleep for our short-term and long-term health, how widely unaware we are of this new reality that science has brought to us recently. But on the other hand, we're also seeing that consumers of hospitality and wellness offerings are demanding for it. And so then the players like Carillon are adapting and shifting and creating more offering. So we see, you know, two sides getting together But we still have a big challenge when it comes to spreading the word and creating this awareness and education. So very interesting. I don't know if any of you would like to add half a minute remark. Anything else you would like to share today?
Absolutely. First and foremost, thank you both. The opportunity to talk about health, not as something in an ivory tower or something to be only put into a test tube. It's about putting it into that of our lives. As a physician, I want to make sure people stay curious. If I can get them curious, they're going to connect to not just the first, second, and third thought they were given, but be able to extend. So as you go on this journey, yes, if there's challenges related to your sleep, honor the experiences you can have. Always let your medical team know what you're doing, because they can also be honoring it. I think any medical team would be tickled to know you're honoring the way you eat, the way you move, and getting your sleep as well. Yes, there's times we have to be more medically forward with it, but at the end of the day, remember, there's so many other ways to your health, and allow yourself to be the captain and let us be navigators as you find your best health.
Thanks so much, Dr. Param. Tammy, anything else on your side?
I do think that I think unfortunately in the world we live in, people thought, just take a pill, you'll sleep better. Just do this. Like, they pick random things. I think we're not educated enough on how to sleep well. I think it's very simple when I listen to the doctor speak and, easily transition through how do I sleep better. In fact, I feel like I'm going to sleep better tonight just listening. But I'm just saying, I think our information that we're getting, sources of information, are not educated. We're not listening to what I say reasonable, rational information. We're just, we're picking and choosing. And I just think that, offering places to go, not just here, any resort, offering experts who can help people and guide them, because I think that's the key. Not teaching people how to live their lives, but to be an educated guide. I think that's the key for us to all have better, healthier lives.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to add one thing to that, just Francisco. Tammy, thank you. The concepts indeed are simple, but the reason to go to a retreat, the reason to go and have an experience, simplify your life. Go get in a chance to go in deeper, because even though the concepts are easy, it doesn't mean that they're always easy to do. And therefore, being with a trusted advisor, to be with a fellow partner that's going to be on this journey with you. So I thank you all for what you guys are doing, because it really does honor the people that we get to be a part of and their health and the life that they want to enjoy.
Thanks so much. That's beautiful. And Tammy touched on the idea of taking a sleeping pill. I think that there is a before and after. I think that today we know so much better than that, right? And we look for natural sleep, where actually your body can perform these functions that Dr. Param mentioned. Whereas if you're medicated during sleep, this may not happen naturally. So, but that could be a matter for another talk. So we wanted to keep it short. I really appreciate both of you being available today. It's been great talking to you, and we'll connect next time. I hope everyone enjoyed this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.